Thank you all so much for being here today. Cheers, everyone. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Please go ahead and eat. We are so happy you are here. Enjoy the meal.
Love doesn't always bloom in grand ballrooms. Sometimes it grows quietly in the heart of a humble farm. If you enjoy heartfelt stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Today, we follow the beautiful journey of Huyen and Day as they celebrate their wedding in the very place where their love first took root. From the gentle sunrise over green fields to the touching ceremony beneath a handmade bamboo arch, to the joyful feast filled with laughter and simple countryside dishes, this is a tale of pure, grounded happiness. Let's step into their world. Huyen and Day had always dreamed of a wedding that felt like home, simple, heartfelt, and filled with the warmth of the people they loved most. So, when the day finally arrived, they chose not to celebrate in a grand hall or a bustling city venue, but right on the little farm where their story had quietly blossomed over the years. That morning, the sun rose gently above the horizon, bathing the fields in a soft golden glow that seemed to bless the day before it even began. The light stretched across rows of fresh grass and ripening crops, casting long, delicate shadows that danced with the breeze. There was a sweetness in the air, a mixture of the scent of ripe grain, moist soil, and morning dew, an aroma that carried the unmistakable comfort of the countryside. Anyone who stepped onto the farm that morning could feel the serenity wrap around them like a warm embrace. The guests, a small group of family members and close friends, arrived one by one, each greeted by the rustling of leaves and the cheerful calls of birds settling on the fence posts. Many of them paused to take in the humble beauty of the place. The wooden barn Huyen and Day had once repainted together, the vegetable patches they had tended side by side, and the open fields that stretched endlessly toward the soft curve of the hills. Conversations drifted in the air, gentle, joyful, unhurried, just like the couple themselves. There were no extravagant decorations, no booming speakers, no rushing staff. Instead, there were sincere smiles, warm handshakes, and the comforting sound of laughter echoing across the farm. As the preparations continued, the entire scene felt like a celebration crafted not by luxury but by love. A few neighbors hung pastel-colored ribbons between the trees, and children helped carry small wooden chairs to the open clearing chosen for the ceremony. Every detail seemed to reflect the couple's quiet devotion to one another and their shared love for simple, genuine living. Nothing felt staged or forced. Everything felt real, rooted in the same earth beneath their feet. By the time the wedding was about to begin, the farm had transformed into a gentle haven of joy, glowing softly under the late morning sun. It was not the kind of wedding that would appear in glossy magazines or be praised for grandeur, yet anyone present could sense something far more precious, the warmth of a love that had grown patiently, tenderly, and naturally, just like the land that now held their happiest day. At the heart of the farm, the ceremony space slowly took shape, becoming a living expression of Huyen and Day's tenderness and care. In the open courtyard, a simple arch made from bamboo stood proudly, its curves softened by wildflowers that Huyen had gathered from the hillside just the evening before. Their petals, white, lavender, and soft yellow, carried the delicate scent of the countryside and swayed lightly in the breeze, as if whispering blessings for the couple. Day stood beneath that archway, dressed in a crisp shirt that contrasted beautifully with his sun-warmed skin, his expression glowing with anticipation. Though he tried to appear calm, the slight tapping of his fingers against his palm betrayed a sweet, unmistakable nervousness, the kind that only comes when one is moments away from something profoundly meaningful. A gentle hush settled over the guests as the first notes of a guitar floated through the air, warm, rustic, and full of emotion. The melody was played by a longtime friend who had spent countless evenings singing with Huyen and Day by the bonfire. Its familiarity wrapped around everyone present, stirring memories of shared laughter, old stories, and simpler days. Then, appearing at the entrance of the courtyard, Huyen stepped forward, and a soft ripple of awe moved through the gathered crowd. She wore a simple white dress that flowed with the breeze, light as morning mist over the fields. The fabric was unadorned, yet on her it seemed luminous, as though reflecting the joy radiating from her smile. Every step she took was gentle but steady, the hem of her dress brushing against the earth she had walked on 1,000 times before. As she approached, the sunlight filtered through the leaves overhead, scattering golden speckles across her hair and shoulders. Day straightened unconsciously, eyes fixed only on her, his earlier nervousness melting into pure, unguarded happiness. When she finally reached him, the world seemed to soften around them. The rustling trees quieted, the birds caused their chatter, and the guitar faded into a tender hush. In that moment, surrounded by nothing more than the gentle rhythm of nature and the warmth of the people who loved them, the humble arch of bamboo felt like the grandest place in the world. The ceremony was not extravagant, yet every detail shimmered with sincerity. Flowers picked by hand, chairs arranged with laughter, music played from the heart. Everything came together in a harmony that felt effortless. It was a celebration woven from the threads of everyday life, transformed into something extraordinary simply because it belonged to them. In the soft glow of the morning, Huyen and Day stood together beneath the arch, ready to promise a lifetime of love in the most honest way they knew, surrounded by simplicity, embraced by nature, and held close by the quiet magic of their farm. When the moment came for Huyen and Day to exchange their vows, the world around them felt suspended in a soft, glowing stillness. Their voices were quiet but steady, filled with a sincerity that brought gentle smiles and a few tears to the faces of those watching. As they spoke, the farm itself seemed to respond. A light wind brushed across the fields, setting the tall grass into a slow, rippling sway like an ocean of green. The chickens, usually noisy and bustling, clucked softly as they wandered near the edge of the courtyard, as if respecting the importance of the moment. Even the distant hills appeared to lean closer beneath the bright blue sky, embracing the couple with their timeless presence. When the final words of their vows drifted into the air, they sealed them with a kiss that felt both tender and triumphant, sparking a warm cheer that rolled through the farm like sunshine breaking across the land. As the ceremony drew to a close, the atmosphere shifted from serene reverence to joyful celebration. Friends hurried to set the tables for the wedding meal, arranging rustic dishes prepared with love and familiarity. There were platters of grilled chicken seasoned with herbs from the garden, bowls of fresh vegetables harvested just the day before, and a simple but beautiful fruit tart made by Day's sister. Its crust golden, its filling sweet with berries from the farm's own bushes. The guests gathered around long wooden tables beneath the shade of wide leafy trees. Laughter rose and fell like music, blending with the sounds of the countryside. The buzzing of summer insects, the rustle of hay, the occasional bleat from a distant goat. The simplicity of the feast only made it more meaningful. Every bite tasted of home, of shared memories, of the countless small moments that had led Huyen and Day to this day. Children ran barefoot across the open field, weaving between the adults as they chased each other in playful loops. Some guests danced to the rhythm of folk songs strummed on the same guitar from the ceremony, while others leaned back in their chairs, savoring the peace that only a place like this could offer. As the sun began its slow descent, its warm light stretched long across the farm, painting everything in shades of amber and rose. Huyen and Day took a quiet walk to the edge of the field, hand in hand, their footprints soft in the dust. Behind them, the celebration continued in a gentle hum, but for a moment they allowed themselves to simply breathe in the beauty of the day. They stood together, watching the sky shift from gold to lavender, knowing that this farm, this humble, loved place, had just witnessed the beginning of their new life. It was not a lavish wedding, nor a grand spectacle. It was something far more precious. a promise made in the heart of the land they cherished, surrounded by people who loved them, wrapped in a happiness as steady and deep as the roots beneath their feet.